And we're in the city of life, Hong Kong. Join us on a golden gourmet getaway on the island that's now the entry through the bamboo curtain. Once a very, very proper part of the British Empire, it's now returned to its traditional Chinese culture. Welcome to another exotic Asian edition of Gourmet Getaways. Hi, I'm Robin Leach here in Hong Kong, and I'm joined here by my favorite golden girl, Rue McClanahan. This is your first visit to this part of the world.
It is. I've been looking forward to Hong Kong for years. Yeah. I'm so glad I got here.
And what do you want to do while you're here?
Oh, there's so much I want to do. We've got to really cram it into a short period of time. I want to, I'd love to meet a Chinese medicine practitioner.
Right. Do you believe in acupuncture?
Yes, I have acupuncture done. I know about the herbal treatments. You know, they have over 5,000 herbs.
I'm a great believer in it.
Yes? Okay, good. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do a little bit of shopping, you know, not more than 4 or 5 days worth.
That's a lot.
And maybe eat a little.
Only a little?
Well, I'd like to learn how to do some cooking, maybe dim sum. I might be able to learn.
You think that's difficult? You think that's easy?
I think it's difficult, but I learned how to make pizza, you know, where you twirl it up in the air and catch it. If I can do that, I can probably learn dim sum.
I think you're right. Well, just like you, I want to learn everything there is about Chinese food. So, Hong Kong is full of excitement and adventure on a non-stop 24-hour basis. I think we've got to go check out all that action. Hong Kong truly is ultra-modern and super sophisticated, but it's also very traditional and superstitious. In the next hour, we'll turn Hong Kong inside out in an exploration of everything from creative cutting-edge restaurants and shops to timeless cultural traditions which are inextricably woven into the fabric of everyday life.
When I said I wanted to come to Hong Kong, I really didn't know what I was in for. I just wanted to see Hong Kong, which I'd heard about all my life, and especially since the handover last year. And, you know, I'd come back in a minute.
At midnight on July 30th, 1997, after 156 years of rule, the British turned their colony of Hong Kong back over to the Republic of China. The handover marked what could be a new era in Chinese government with its one country, two systems policy. Under this type of leadership, the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of China, as it's now known, maintains semi-autonomy and appears to be virtually unchanged. Stephen Wong of Hong Kong Tourism explains.
Practically nothing has changed except the flag when I looked up in the sky. I'm very glad about this because the Hong Kong residents' lifestyle and the way we live our life and the freedoms we have are all preserved. We will continue with what we have been doing in the past. Hong Kong is a key player in the region, a key player in the world, really. We are one of the most well-known international cities. So we are continuing with this success into the next millennium. And I'm very glad as a Hong Kong person to be able to enjoy this.
Although you may have to look pretty closely to see any signs of that handover, one very eye-catching and symbolic monument of Hong Kong's return to Chinese sovereignty should not be missed. A gold-plated sculpture given to Hong Kong as a gift from the Chinese government entitled Forever Blossoming Bauhinia. It's a fitting tribute to the city of life where vibrance and energy forge forward. While in Hong Kong, make the luxurious landmark hotel, the Peninsula, your headquarters. It's located only 3 minutes from the Star Ferry in Kowloon, which is perfect for navigating the sights around Hong Kong's world-famous Victoria Harbour. The Peninsula Academy offers travelers a selection of programs to suit every possible interest. In the Chinese cultural experience, study the ancient arts of Tai Chi, Feng Shui, calligraphy, and the art of proper tea preparation and herbal medicine. A class act offers lessons in making the perfect gourmet meal, or traditional favorites such as wok cooking, or dim sum, which Rue handles rather well. My personal pampering favorite, of course, is the Lifestyles program. Need I say more? So revel with us in Chinese culture and luxurious lifestyles. Plus, take a whirlwind tour of the most magnificent and most photographed city ever. Hong Kong and the Peninsula Hotel are served up on a silver platter when Gourmet Getaways continues. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back to Gourmet Getaways. For a look at Hong Kong's lavish lifestyle, start at the Peninsula Hotel, located in Kowloon, a Star Ferries ride or a Regal Rolls-Royce ride away from the hustle and bustle of Hong Kong Island. No other hotel in Hong Kong can compare to the posh peninsula. Since its opening in 1928, the Pen, as the locals lovingly refer to this grande dame of hotels, it's played host to the most discerning travellers.
I was bowled over when I saw this Peninsula Hotel.
Every element of the legendary peninsula speaks luxury, from the hotel's famed fleet of Hunter Green Rolls-Royce Silver Spurs, which ferry guests around Hong Kong, to the stellar, attentive staff.
I have never found service like this. It's really white glove all the way. They are so courteous, and they are so thoughtful, and they are so prompt and so cheerful. Everybody is out to serve.
The hotel's public spaces are unparalleled. The pool and sun deck, and the Peninsula Spa, where pampering has truly been perfected. As part of the famed Peninsula lifestyle program, the hotel caters to a guest's every whim. Breakfast at Tiffany's, perhaps, with champagne and diamonds? That's my kind of meal. But the ultimate in opulence is the incredible presidential suite. Peter, would you say that this is one of the most spectacular views in the world?
I guess so, yes. I find it's a very, very attractive scenery indeed.
The Victoria Harbour in Hong Kong is truly extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, it's a very busy traffic.
It's 24 hours a day, little boats, big boats, ocean liners, warships, everything going through. And never, ever anybody bumps into each other.
Thank goodness. So, how do you describe this presidential suite?
It occupies the entire 26th floor and has its own access to the helipad. It has a very large, comfortable living room with a beautiful balcony overlooking the harbor. It has a smaller, more intimate living room, the master bedroom. It has its own gym. It has its own study and library and a fully equipped kitchen.
So, safe to say this has played host to kings and queens, presidents, prime ministers?
A few of them.
The jet-setting glitterati who book the presidential suite can arrive at the Pen in real style, thanks to the Peninsula's 2 rooftop helipads. After landing, guests check in at the retro chic Clipper Club, celebrating Pan Am's glamorous Clipper plane service from the USA to Asia. It's decorated with antique aviation memorabilia, maps and photographs.
Cheers. Santé.
The hotel is an Epicurean's paradise, housing a collection of 8 restaurants to satisfy every appetite. Hard to believe, but even the kitchens at the Pen are heavenly. Taking advantage of the Peninsula's Academy courses, Rue tried her hand at making dim sum, the traditional Cantonese small snacks, translated appropriately as heart's delight, and they're served in tea houses throughout China and Hong Kong. It's dumplings on the menu.
Yes, close now.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, this mixture actually is made from two kinds of flour. And the first flour is a high gluten flour, and then the other flour is just normal white flour.
So it's from rice. It's
Yes.
rice flour with
It's
boiling
rice.
water.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we do this?
So we show the thing. First of all, you just take a small dough, and then press it with the knife. Press it downward and push it up, and then backward, and make a thin layer.
I think I can try that.
Yeah.
Soon enough, Rue became a dim sum disciple.
Yeah. And then downward.
Down that way.
Whoa, perfect.
Oh,
Good.
I did it.
What we're going to make in the first dim sum is the hagao. It's the hagao. Hagao is made by the shrimp and the bamboo shoot. We make the shy dumpling, and the stuffing is a cherry mushroom and a shrimp and a chive. And the third one we're going to make is seafood birch leg dumpling.
Well, it was fascinating learning to make dim sum, because I, in the first place, had never had it before. I didn't even know what dim sum was. I'd always misunderstood. I thought it was something that was deep fried. So when I found out what it really was, I wanted to learn how to make it. And of course, when I tasted it, I just wanted to have it, not more than, maybe once a day would be enough from now on.
Still ahead, the Star Ferry bobs and weaves its way through Hong Kong's bustling harbour. But next, let's explore the traditions of Eastern medicine and visit a traditional tea shop. Stay with us. It's the streets of Hong Kong and its 13,000 restaurants are the markets where master chefs track down the incredible ingredients for their Chinese feasts. In the midst of this modern Mecca, sensational savoury secrets await us inside Hong Kong's Central Market. Mr. Paray Lee, the Peninsula's executive sous chef, uncovers a wide variety of good tastes at the bustling food market.
3 days.
So that's the largest piece of tofu I've ever seen in my life, chef.
Yeah. The guy, what I do now, he tries to slice it up into all the individual portions.
Right.
And that tofu is only for the soup.
Tofu for the soup.
Yeah.
But that's fried tofu over there, right?
And there's a deep fried tofu, but high protein.
Now those are very long beans.
Yes.
Where are the farms that supply Hong Kong's food?
And most of the food is go up in Shenzhen, that's mainland China, because of our border.
Okay.
And even this one, cabbage, Chinese cabbage, water chestnut.
This is what we would call bok choy in America. Bok choy, right?
Yeah, that's a Chinese cabbage.
So the average housewife in Hong Kong would come here, what, 3 times a day to do shopping?
Twice a day. One in the morning,
Twice a day?
Once in the afternoon.
So she comes and buys the food for lunch, and then she returns and buys the food for dinner?
Yeah. The major reason there, the Chinese people, they more concerned fresh.
You have vegetables that I've never seen before. This funny vegetable is what?
There's lotus.
Lotus root. And what is this?
Dried chestnut.
Dried chestnuts? And what would you use dried chestnuts for?
For soup.
For soup.
Because most Chinese people, they believe soup is good for their health. Every day they have soup.
But this is a 1,000-year-old egg.
Yes.
And is it really 1,000 years old?
No.
The 1,000-year-old egg is actually a lot less, but it's marinated in vinegar for 6 months to allow it to be edible. This unseeming delicacy is paired with pickled ginger. Tangy. From a 1,000-year-old egg, we're off to a 2,000-year-old tradition. Ringo Low, tea expert from the Peninsula Hotel, shares the customs behind ancient Chinese tea at his favourite tea shop. Now, why would you come to a tea shop like this, other than, of course, to buy your tea? Do you come to taste tea?
Nowadays, all the tea shops, they have the tasting of the tea. Then you have the real taste, what you like. Then
Before you buy it?
Yes.
Okay.
Then you can buy the products there.
So what have you selected in here?
Now, the first one is the green tea, which is, we call it, is the Long Chang, which is grown in the mainland of China, the Hangzhou there. That's the very best kind of a green tea. So you can see now, first is wash the tea leaves first. And then now he's cleaning the cup and then put it aside and then pouring the tea. Now he's pouring the water inside already. So the tea, the water cannot be boiling. Just about 7 degrees to 75 degrees Celsius.
And what is tea good for? Why do you drink so much tea?
Actually, tea have a lot of the vitamin C that's can good for the body.
So this is the sampling of a green tea?
Yes.
And does this have a particular name, this tea?
This tea is called the Long Chang.
Long Cheng.
Yeah.
That to me is a light tea.
Yes, very
light.
Yeah.
Now, do you have dark tea?
Yes, the black tea now we're serving you is the puri. The puri is a kind of a fermentation tea. After fermentation, then they make it dry. So this tea is a little bit stronger.
Wow, look at the difference in the color.
Yeah, the colors, this is more dark brown color.
It smells musty.
Yes.
Ah, but it's got body.
Yes, that's the body.
The other one was thin. This is strong.
Yeah, very strong.
The vast varieties of tea found in Hong Kong can relax, soothe, or even heal. But they are just one option in the myriad of herbal Chinese remedies. Maria Berry, a doctor of Western and Chinese medicine, knows both sides of homeopathic treatment. So Maria, you can tell me the philosophy of Chinese medicine, because it's unlike Western medicine, which is really chemicals and drugs, and Chinese medicine is really plants, herbs, products from the sea and products from the earth, correct?
Animals, minerals and plants, although we call it herbal. There's something like 5,000 different things listed in the pharmacopoeia that we study, 200 or 300 of which are animal or mineral, so it is largely herbal.
If somebody is very ill, the tendency is not to go to a hospital, but it's to go and take herbal treatments?
I think even in this culture, people do go to hospitals when they're very ill, but it's generally understood that chronic conditions don't benefit very well from hospital or drug treatment, which is mainly aimed at suppressing symptoms or, in extreme cases, surgical removal of the problem. Whereas Chinese medicine perhaps tries to readdress the imbalances and reverse the process that brought about the disease.
So preventative medicine is the way you would describe...
Restorative.
Restorative. Does it take guts or a strong stomach to take secretion of toad?
It certainly would. I would say that most of these things, while they look dreadful, actually what happens in the medicine is that these things are cooked, and from them something is extracted.
Okay. You can prescribe, right, a regular medicine,
yes,
but you can also prescribe Chinese medicine.
Yes.
So let me just tell you, I'm getting old, my circulation is getting poor,
right.
I'm not as young as I used to be, and I need a lot more energy. What would you give me for that? Maria prescribes ginseng, a sweet licorice flavored root.
And here we have a great variety of ginseng. In traditional Chinese society, ginseng was given to people over 40 years of age. It's actually, there are two types.
Does it really work?
It actually does give you a little bit more zip. It probably improves your libido, probably improves your energy.
So I drink this, I live to be 100 years old. This is pure ginseng extract, right?
That's right.
Definitely better than a gin and tonic. You'll need ginseng's energy providing potion to hit all the shops that Hong Kong has to offer. Don't miss Shanghai Tang. This Chinese lifestyle store raises traditional Chinese fashion to haute couture. This store is revitalizing Chinese designs by interweaving traditional Asian culture with the dynamics of the 21st century. And you don't have to travel all the way to Hong Kong. There's a branch in New York City. David Tang, who created this magic, has a philosophy about Chinese fashion, right?
That's right, Chinese fashion and workmanship and colour, yeah.
And it's to make Chinese fashion as identifiable as McDonald's?
That's right, well, to make sort of a Chinese concept an internationally renowned, you know, and famous label, basically, and just sort of bringing forth the pride of Chinese workmanship to the rest of the world.
It's the packaging and the colours, and I know that all of these colours were also picked because of reasons of feng shui as well, right?
Perhaps, yeah. I think David Tang has always had a love for very vivid colours. All of these, besides the colours, we have, like, in the designs themselves, have got little stories. For example, the double fish here represents wealth. So buying this and wearing this of an evening should make you a little bit more prosperous in that department.
I like that idea.
Or we have the double happiness, like what I'm wearing now, which has a legend revolving around it becoming a very fortuitous symbol as well. I think this is just the colour for you, Robin.
You think so? Well, I will let everybody know I did buy the white version of this. I think it's absolutely magnificent. Next up on Gourmet Getaways, spiritual and physical challenges await us with the ancient forms of Tai Chi and Feng Shui. In exciting Hong Kong, history and mysticism are a very important part of Chinese culture. Even in this 21st century city, the age-old arts of Feng Shui and Tai Chi are still practiced as exercise for the mind, the body, and the soul. Hong Kong represents the perfect marriage of East meets West. Amidst its westernized contemporary attitudes, ultra-sleek and modern skyline and state-of-the-art technology, the city and its people have their roots firmly planted in Eastern traditions that date back thousands of years. The peninsula's Chinese cultural experience educates guests in ancient art forms that are still practiced daily. And they play a big role in today's Chinese culture. They make it look so easy. Every morning in the parks of Hong Kong, residents continue a tradition which dates back to the 12th century, Tai Chi. It is a great way to start the day. Tai Chi is an ancient martial art. It consists of a series of 44 continuous, slow, smooth and graceful moves which take about 8 minutes to complete. Like yoga, this exercise energizes the body yet promotes mental relaxation. It has been described as meditation in motion. The practice of Feng Shui began more than 3,000 years ago in China. It is the Chinese art of harmonizing one's internal and external environments by creating balance. Rarely does a Hong Kong Chinese construct a skyscraper, open a business, or even decorate a home without consulting a Feng Shui master. Raymond Lowe is a popular lecturer and the author of 7 books on the subject. In America, we know of Feng Shui really for the way that a building is positioned, its direction, where the entrance should be, where the exit should be, and the colors and the design that should be used. Is that all correct?
Exactly, you know it very well. We're talking about different kinds of energy existing in our environment, including in buildings. So we need to measure the direction to identify where are the good energies and where are the bad energies.
Right.
So you better put yourself in a location of good energy so we get prosperity.
You have a very unique instrument here. Is this the compass that tells you how Feng Shui works?
Yeah, exactly. So these are accumulated knowledge of ancient Feng Shui masters. They put down their formulas in this compass. It will tell you what is the implication of that particular direction at that moment of time. So these are formulas to calculate where are the energies.
All right.
So this is a very good spot to look at in Hong Kong because this is the Victoria Harbour. So it is exactly the water of Victoria Harbour which keep the energy concentrate. So we said on both sides of the harbour, these are what we call the dragon stand. The dragon stand means a location where you find the energy of the dragon concentrate there and preserve there.
Let's just pretend for a moment that we are standing in a building where there is, standing on a piece of land where there is about to be built a building, all right? Show me what you would do to recommend to the owner what direction everything should be.
Basically, first thing is you look at the landscape. So usually a landscape has its natural environment orientation. Like this hotel, it's basically facing this direction. So you have to build according to north-south direction. So therefore, based on north-south, you have to find the most auspicious degree.
Right.
So all these Chinese characters shows you different degrees of direction and what energies you will receive. And you turn your needle. So until the needle and this little red line coincide, that means you have adjusted your compass to the north-south direction. And then then you can use a formula to calculate what kind of energy will be coming through that direction. So one of the good locations said to be bringing prosperity to Hong Kong is that part, which is exactly the location of the Hong Kong and Shanghai Tang building. Another interesting building is this tall one with glasses. That is called the Bank of China Tower. It is also a very auspicious building, but it is a controversial one. Why? Because it is a triangular shape on the upper floors, so it creates some sharp edges. So one of the sharp edges is pointing at the former governor's house. So therefore, people say, hey, because of this relationship between these two buildings, we have conflicts between quarrels between the British government and the Chinese government in the past 2 years or so before the changeover.
Which is totally true. Okay, is there such a thing as a bad luck building?
Yes, sure.
Yes?
Yeah. We see it here, but there is a controversial building just behind this golden color building with glasses. So it is said to be bringing bankruptcy to a lot of companies. So it was formerly called the Bond Center.
The Bond Center.
Bond Center, Mr. Alan Bond's building.
Alan Bond from Australia.
Yeah. So we know Alan Bond went bankrupt after this building.
And so many companies in the same building went bankrupt.
Yeah. And the latest case is we have a stockbroking firm, very big one called Peregrine. They own some properties in that building, although they are not inside.
Right.
But they own some property in that building.
So even if you touch it from a distance, you can still have bad luck.
Yeah, it's...
A more aesthetic form of Chinese art is calligraphy. Known as the mother of visual arts in China, this skill involves a lifetime of study and requires disciplined concentration. We are now going to write my name,
Robin,
which is the same as yours.
Yeah. The first time I do it.
This is Robin now in high speed.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like Picasso.
Yeah, Picasso.
Because it is the work of an artist. Yes. Success. And out and about Hong Kong, manoeuvring Victoria Harbour is an art in itself. A harbour cruise aboard a traditional junk is awe-inspiring and adventurous. High-speed jet foils whiz by, wood-hulled, crisscrossing ferries. In fact, nowhere else in the world is modern marine traffic so busy.
Well, you know, everybody talks about how busy Hong Kong Harbor is and how they don't see how people could keep from running into each other. And I'm with them. It's absolutely true. Our captain, he went through one place that was so squeaky close that the cameraman had to dodge his head while he was taking that picture because there wasn't an inch to spare. We went right by a boat that close.
Master captains have immaculate boating records, so just sit back and enjoy the ride. Hong Kong's dazzling skyline sits in a spectacular mountain and sea setting. Several stunning buildings stand out in a horizon of high-rises. The Bank of China is a showpiece of reflective triangles that changes hue from dawn to dusk. Central Plaza in Wan Chai is Hong Kong's tallest building, and the new Convention and Exhibition Centre recently renovated for Hong Kong's handover to China has already become one of the island's defining landmarks. Out of view beyond the backdrop of hills lies the scenic south side. Unlike the north shore of Hong Kong Island, which has grown rapidly with land reclamation, the south side has remained relatively untouched. Aberdeen is the one exception that goes against that rule. Modern high-rises and new roads have appeared over the last 10 years. But it's the harbour that's the amazing sight. It's jammed with hundreds of fishing boats, which are home to the locals. Small sampans ferry back and forth, transporting people and goods. Aberdeen Harbour is also home to an awesome culinary landmark. This is the world's largest floating restaurant, and it can seat up to 3,000 diners. High above Aberdeen and all of Hong Kong Island sits Victoria Peak. Gazing down over the city and the lesser-known rural countryside, this is a must-see stop affording spectacular views. The Swiss-made, state-of-the-art, cable-hauled Peak tram provides a smooth ascent a half-mile straight up to Hong Kong's most beloved viewpoint. On your way down the mountain, stop off at a few local favourites. Repulse Bay Beach boasts a Chinese-style lifeguard club. Bustling Stanley Market sells a vast array of Chinese and Western arts and crafts. And the Central District's 800-metre hillside escalator link, the longest of its kind in the world, will take you right to Hong Kong's very own Soho, a new Paris-style dining quarter that features a myriad of international fare. Fabulous food at the world-famous Felix restaurant and Hong Kong's neon nightlife next on Gourmet Getaways. Stay with us. Getaways in spectacular Hong Kong. The Peninsula's rooftop restaurant, Felix, offers breathtaking views of Victoria Harbour and Hong Kong Island. The kitchen is under the direction of international chef Brian Nagaro, who has created an eccentric Pacific Rim menu for this sensational restaurant. One of the chef's signature dishes is Wasabi Mousse with caviar and shiso chips. Caviar is definitely my favorite, as everybody knows, including you, right?
It's not fattening, is it?
No fattening.
That's right.
But chef, wasabi, that tingy thing that sets your skin crawling, how do you mix the two?
Well, the wasabi is just a little spice to the potato mousse. It's a nice, light dish. First of all, we're going to start off with some cooked potatoes.
Right.
We're using russet potatoes. Then we'll leave this on the side. And
a very ordinary russet potato.
Just a regular mashed potato.
That's your part,
That's easy.
the potatoes.
Then we have
Made
some
with
egg
butter?
whites.
Do you use butter?
No butter.
No butter when you make
No
those
butter.
mashed potatoes.
The caviar is rich enough.
Okay.
Then we'll whip up a little egg whites.
Right.
Till we get a nice froth. It's like making meringue.
I believe I could do this.
But I'm inspired by the caviar, you see.
We'll add some fresh shiso.
What is that?
Shiso.
Shiso.
It's a Japanese herb. They use it a lot in sushi bars
Okay.
Readily obtainable in...
in the States.
Yes?
Yes.
No problem at all.
Okay, and what we'll do is we'll fold in the egg whites.
Just like a cappuccino. Right?
Cappuccino.
Like the froth of a
It's
cappuccino.
like a souffle.
Now, it already has potatoes in there?
Yes, mashed potatoes.
Okay.
And now for the secret ingredient is a fresh wasabi root.
Aha.
I've learned the secret to grate a root is you do it in circles.
Not up and down like you
No.
would julienne carrots.
No. So we'll grate a little in. If you want it spicy, put a lot.
This is one of the spiciest plants, herbs around, right?
Next to a chili.
Next to a chili.
Has a nice smell to it.
It's like horseradish.
That opens up the... But that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Just for 1 minute. But...
We'll put a little in.
So
Then-
I missed you putting in the caviar.
No, he hasn't done that yet.
Thank goodness.
That's going
Save
to get
that for
sprinkled
the
on
last.
top, I think.
All right.
Okay, and we're going to garnish with potato chips that has the shiso cooked in it also.
The shiso chips are oven-baked slices of potato embedded with a shiso leaf. And now, drum roll please for my favorite part of any meal.
Okay, and we'll just put a little.
No, put a lot.
I need
Notice
a
the
bigger
pained
spoon
expression
here.
on my face.
I thought this was for me to eat. What? Doesn't it say Rue tastes?
Rue tastes now. And then you say, ooh, Robin, please enjoy.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't read that part.
We'll put a little there.
Okay. And for
And
garnish?
for the color, a little garlic chive.
Oh, I'd be proud to serve that, wouldn't you?
Well, that was simple.
The next dinner
Slide it
party
down.
I give.
Slide it.
Don't knock it over. Ah! Oh,
Perfect.
good show.
You go first.
Thanks, I was going to. I
can't
need no
wait.
urging.
I can't wait. Now tell me if you can, the hint of wasabi.
That is just scrumptious. Just scrumptious.
As they used to say in the British days in Hong Kong, very, very good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
It's all yours.
oh, I just couldn't.
So I see salmon. Do you think we could create a dish that was more pan-Pacific with a little, perhaps, Thai overtones?
Sure, I think we have the perfect dish for this. We have garlic smoked salmon. We're going to flavor with a little pink peppercorn, sear it rare. We'll serve it on a bed of fennel, fresh hearts of palm. And the sauce is cucumber juice flavored with the lemongrass, gailunga, some green Thai curry.
Okay. Why?
Oh, I could choke some of that down, couldn't you?
I think so.
Pink peppercorn.
Season the salmon with pink peppercorns and sear it in a hot skillet on both sides, keeping the fish rare. In another pan, sauté shallots, lemongrass, galangal, kaffir lime leaves, hearts of palm, fennel, mint, sake, and cook on low heat for about 3 to 4 minutes. Add cucumber juice and curry, and plate. Garnish with salmon roe. Let's take a look.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
You know what? It's too good to eat.
Oh, no, it's not.
Fabulous food is only part of the fun in the city of life, and when it comes to the nightlife, all of Hong Kong virtually lights up. Trendy Lan Kwai Fong in the Central District is the centre of Hong Kong's bustling after-hours activity. Swinging nightclubs, jazz joints, American bars, cafes and some of Hong Kong's top restaurants line the cobblestone lanes. The Fong, as locals call it, is a booming area for international cuisine, grabbing a drink or just hanging out. The nighttime brings bargains galore. Shop around the clock and step into Hong Kong's mystic delights. The Chinese belief in good luck and good fortune is deeply ingrained. Most people regularly go to fortune tellers to learn how to change their luck. Rue looks to the future.
And here to see your ear. Your ear, the level which your eyebrow and big. If your ear under here, you are foolish. Now you are a person with high intelligence. I do not know your name, but later you will be a celebrity. You know what is the celebrity?
He says I'm going to be a celebrity.
Yes.
On television.
Even halfway around the world, Rue just can't escape her golden past.
You're on
I was thinking now. I said, I know that it's Hollywood. And who is that? And then I see him. I said, is that the actress in the Hollywood?
Yeah.
Yes. It is in the Golden Girls. Yes. Oh, God, yes.
Next up on Gourmet Getaways, the magic of noodle making unfolds before your very eyes. Don't miss it. Back to our tour of the City of Life, Hong Kong. The nightlife options here are indeed spectacular, but instead of hitting the town, opt for an intimate dinner party, Peninsula style.
Isn't that sweet?
I think it's lovely. I think it's time for dinner. Come. What a feast. Theatre was more like it.
May I present you the Peninsula Cantonese cuisine?
Oh, what a presentation.
Three smiling chefs. The Peninsula-style dinner theatre includes a half-dozen dishes. Quintessentially Cantonese, Peking duck is roasted in an oven, then bathed repeatedly with oil to impart a distinctive crispness to its skin. Noodle making is truly out of this world. Even I have never seen anything quite like this.
Now chef is making the noodle. That's a typical Chinese way to make a noodle. Especially in the Beijing, everywhere you can see the noodle. It's making like this. It is amazing. Just using the flour and the water to make it.
Add flour to the table, continue turning the dough almost as you would a jump rope, and the noodles quickly take shape and grow thinner and thinner, and voila, they're ready to be cooked.
It's like a magic thread. Very interesting.
In this case, stir-fry noodles with soy sauce and bean sprouts. Add oil to a steaming wok. Shallots, ginger, green onion, and the noodles. Stir-fry, and then mix in bean sprouts, soy sauce, and soup stock. Then stir-fry again. Place on the plate, add a sprinkle of sesame on top. It's that simple. Finally, it's time to feast.
This is the Peking duck.
The most beautiful dish you could ask to eat in China.
Yeah.
So we serve the Peking duck on a pancake.
Yes, the Peking duck, the first cut and a piece of the thin cut of the skin will be served together, and the scallion with the red chili ring together with the hoisin sauce.
I've been waiting for this moment all year long. Peking duck in China.
Yes, that's typical Chinese way to eat it.
You love it, don't you?
Pure bliss for tonight and every night at the Peninsula. Transportation was provided by Malaysia Airlines, Southeast Asia's largest airline, which now offers direct flights from Newark International Airport, New Jersey, to Kuala Lumpur via Dubai, aboard the luxurious and the newest Boeing 777-200 Super Ranger. On Malaysia Airlines, dine on elegant sautés, skewered charcoal grilled chicken, lamb and beef, accompanied by cucumbers, onions and delicious peanut sauce. It's a tasty trademark. Let Malaysia pamper and restore you in the air. Malaysia Airlines, they fly the world. In Kuala Lumpur, stay at the elegant Ritz-Carlton, which gets our vote as the finest hotel. Located in the shadow of the world's tallest twin towers, it features beautiful rooms and stunning suites. A first-class restaurant, Li Yen, which serves incredible Cantonese and Szechuan creations. Perfect for business over afternoon tea. It's your Asian home away from home.
So, Rue, did you have an absolutely fabulous time in Hong Kong, the city of life?
I couldn't have put it any better myself. Everything was so gorgeous.
What is the one thing that you're going to remember for the rest of your life?
Well, I think if I had to pick one, it would be I have never had so much fun for 3 fabulous nights in an absolutely gorgeous hotel without a man.
Did you feel like a queen because it was so palatial?
Yes, I certainly did.
Well, we hope you did too. Thank you for joining us on this enticing edition of Gourmet Getaways. Please join us again as we continue to travel the globe in search of fine food and fabulous places. As they say in China, Joy Ging. Ground transportation provided by Precision Limousine, the executive transportation company with offices in New York and Los Angeles. Precision provides national service 24 hours a day. If you would like a copy of the recipes that you've seen on our show, please send us $4 for postage and handling to the address on the screen. You can also obtain the recipes for free when you visit our website at foodtv.com or press keyword on AOL, food.
For more stargazing, reserve a seat at Bill Boggs' Corner Table every Friday night at 11 Eastern. It's where the stars come to dine. Now, stay tuned for Emerald Live, next only on Food Network.
Could anything be more delicious?
On November